In this video series, I'm going to be talking about the mathematics of personal finance. So let's talk about percent increases and decreases, or when is a lot actually a little to some people. So let's take John, for example. John has a base salary of $15,000. $15,000. His raise was an increase of $3,000. And then we have Mark. Mark's base salary is $110,000. Mark is making significantly more money than John, and he also had the same raise. He had a raise of $3,000. Now, John and Mark both had an identical raise. But how much is $3,000 worth to Mark compared to how much it's worth to John, right? And that's how we use percent increases slash decreases. So how would you actually calculate this percent increase? So percent increase, I'm going to denote with percent, a percent symbol down here, right? And then INC for short form for increase. And that's going to equal the amount raised. So whatever we were given for the amount raised. So in this case, we have $3,000. I'm doing John, by the way. So let's do John. So amount raised. So a part, just a small part, right? And that's divided by the base salary, which is the total. So we have a piece of the pie divided by the whole pie here. Base salary. And of course, you're going to get a very small number, a little decimal. And to turn that into a percentage, you just multiply it by 100%. And that's just multiplying it by 100 on your calculator, right? So if you got something like 0.2 and you multiplied it by 100%, that would mean 20%, right? So let's do this. So amount raised, that's $3,000 divided by base salary, that's $15,000 for John, times 100%. So 3,000 divided by 15,000, that's 0.2. So 0.2, and then we have times 100%. That's equal to 20%. So what was John's percent increase? Given that John was raised $3,000 from a base salary of $15,000, he has a 20% increase from his base salary. That's really good. Even though he was given only $3,000, he's only making $15,000, so that $3,000 is very significant for his salary. It's 20% increase. That's massive. Now let's see Mark now. Let's calculate this for Mark. How much is that $3,000 worth to Mark, given that he's making $110,000? So we're going to do Mark now. It's the exact same formula because we're calculating the same thing, right? Percent increase. So Mark was given the same as John. Same raise, $3,000. And his base salary is $110,000. A lot higher than John's base salary of $15,000, right? So something's going to change here. John was given a significant percent increase, but what about Mark? So we times that by 100% to turn it into a percentage. What's 3,000 divided by 110,000? So throw that in your calculator, and you're going to get 0.027. That's way smaller than what we've got for Mark. And when we times that by 100%, we're going to see that it's 2.7%. Mark had a 2.7% increase when he was given $3,000. Mark was unhappy with this. Mark expected more, even though he had an identical raise to John. A 2.7% increase is not significant. It's not what he was hoping for. And John was given a 20% increase, given the same amount of money. And that's why you use percent increase when calculating your raises in your jobs and stuff like that. Because $3,000 on a base salary of $15,000 is a lot of money. But $3,000 on a base salary of $110,000 is not a lot of money, even though it's the same amount of money raised, right? And these numbers show that. So let's do percent decrease now. So now let's talk about percent decrease. So percent decrease, so we have decrease. Percent decrease is equal to the amount of, can you guess? Probably decrease, right? Amount of decrease. So how much are you losing? Divided by what? Total, right? So what's the base amount? The starting amount, the base amount, the given amount. Whatever you start with, whatever is the total of this pie, that's your base amount. And of course, you're going to get a little decimal number, and if you multiply it by 100%, you can turn it into a percentage. So let's calculate the percent decrease. So let's say you were offered a new job, and the new job had amazing working conditions, higher status, and you had a better opportunity of getting a promotion. But your salary offer is $32,000, which is less than what you're currently making. So how would you calculate the percent decrease of your salary? So given that your new job is offering you, so new job salary, new job is offering you $32,000. Your old job, we'll call it current job. Current job is paying you right now $35,000. Are you willing to take this pay cut for great working conditions, higher status, and just a better outlook on a promotion? Well, let's use percent decrease to figure this out. So basically, how much money are you losing taking your new job? Well, what's 35,000 minus 32,000, right? You're making $3,000 more at your current job, so your amount of decrease is $3,000, right? You're losing $3,000 in your new salary. So amount of decrease is $3,000. What's the base amount? We're not going to use the new job's base amount because we don't want to compare. We don't want to compare this decrease to the new job. It makes no sense. We're decreasing from our current job, and our current job's base salary is $35,000. So we're going to use the base amount from our current job, which is $35,000. So we do that, put that in our calculator, multiply it by 100%, and what comes out, right? $3,000 divided by $35,000 times 100%, 8.57. So you're losing 8.57% of your current job salary. So you have a percent decrease of 8.57%. Are you willing to take the pay cut for an 8.57, are you willing to take an 8.57% pay cut in order to achieve better working conditions and maybe advance for promotion? Well, I think most people would say yes. If that number was spat out to be 30%, then I think people would say no, right? It's all up to you. But that's just how you calculate a percent decrease. And earlier we calculated a percent increase. Thanks for watching this video and have a great rest of your day.